Young, whip it, chef, time, get it. Boy, I'm back.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Johnson. You are now tuned in to KJ Live. On today's show, we're very excited to have 12-year NBA veteran, NBA champion, UCLA Bruin legend, and current UCLA Bruin basketball broadcaster, Tracy Murray is in the building today. Excited to talk to Tracy. Really big time guy. For you guys that don't know, he's a legend out here in Southern California. One of the greatest players to ever lace them up. When I was in high school, I idolized Tracy Murray. I wore my wristband on my wrist, like on his arm, like Tracy Murray. I rocked the flat top like Tracy Murray. I rocked my little Byron Scott spandex showing underneath the short shorts like Tracy Murray. And he gave guys like myself a lot of hope. The big boned, light skinned shooter back then used to get hated on. So Tracy was like sort of a beacon for me, somebody I looked up to, somebody I idolized. I see he has joined D. Henny. I'm going to get to all that. Let me get started, my brother. Come on, man. I got to get T. Murray in here, so I'm about to log him in. Let's see if we can get him in. Okay. It says Tracy's unable to join. All right. Tracy, do you have the app updated? Let me get Tracy on the phone, provide him with some technical assistance. Tracy, can you request to join so I can plug you in?
Trying to get it too. I got like 22 left going low for 2. If you want them, come and get them, cause we really need it. I'm just giving something now. I need it, boy, I'm tired.
1 second, we're gonna call Tracy.
I'm gonna do another bump and tell all my jokes.
Hi. Tracy is currently on a...
You must be trying to update. I think you might have to okay, yeah, he's going to update the phone. So just give us a second, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to... We are now tuned in to KJ Live. We have a little bit of a technical difficulty.
Tracy is currently...
I think Tracy might just need to update his app, then we'll get started. We're going to talk about a lot of things today with Tracy. We're going to talk about his storied UCLA career, his storied prep career. He played in the McDonald's game with some pretty heavy hitters in 1989. He comes from an incredible basketball legacy that we're going to touch on as well. And then we're going to touch on his time with the 1995 Houston Rockets. We're going to gloss over some things with the Wizards, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, and, just really excited to get this guy going. Let's see if he was able to update the app. So Tracy's saying unable to join. I wonder what's going on. Let me try to call him back. You're now tuned in to Chris Johnson Live. I'm Chris Johnson. We have Tracy Murray in the building. We're trying to iron out some technical difficulties. But in the meantime, let's get you guys back going again with a little music. Check the phone. All right, we got T. Murray coming in. Thank you for being patient, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you. Tracy, hey, what's happening?
Hey, my bad, bro, man. I was trying to do it from this doggone laptop. And
Okay.
I just said, forget it, man. Let me just do it from my phone, man.
Yeah, that's the best way, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no question,
Yeah.
man. That's the best way, man. Hey, I appreciate you joining. I know you're a busy man, busy time of the year for you. Let's jump right in it. The UCLA Bruins,
right.
Pac-12 week, Pac-12 tournament starts.
What you know about that one right there?
The gold, not the gold joint. See, why you got to do that, man? Hold on, go back to the gold joint, man. Go back to the gold ones. Tracy, where did y'all break that out? Was that Louisville or Notre Dame? I can't remember. Louisville. I was watching.
Hey, alumni lost their minds, man.
Oh, I know.
They lost it. Hey, didn't you wear the black ones?
No, so I wasn't there with the black ones, man. I was there. So I was there when
Black ones are so cold.
So in '95, we broke out the big baggy long shorts, like everybody was wearing, like Arkansas, below the knee, the ridiculousness, and they were complaining about that. I used to wear the socks with the blue stripe, the gold, the blue. They hated on that. They were writing letters complaining about my socks. I was like, I'm just trying to be bleed blue and blue, man. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to rep the set, man. That's it.
Hey, man, good things evolve.
Yes, they do.
Don't leave us in the dinosaur days,
Please.
man. We got to evolve, you know what I'm saying? We got to get with the times so we can get more players.
That's what it's all about, baby. Keep that pipeline rolling. Speaking of players, man.
Absolutely.
Speaking of players, man, our Bruins are kind of, in a little bit of a downturn right now. What are your thoughts on the Bruins moving forward against Oregon State in the Pac-12 tournament?
I think 1 minute at a time with this team, man, because we don't have any five-star recruits on the team. If you look at what Mick Cronin is doing with this team full of three-star recruits, I think they're doing well. But like I know, we know what it's like to wear that uniform. We know the heat that it's put on our coaches. So, it's unlike any other place, man. They don't settle for mediocrity, man. So, I think he's doing excellent with the talent that he has. But he's got to get some guys up in there so they can get back to the upper echelon.
But I've really been impressed with this particular unit's ability to step up when guys have gone down. They're still a young team, still figuring it out. Jaime Jaquez and Jake Kyman and Tiger and all these guys on the team, like they've impressed me with their heart, their grit. Jules Bernard, let me shout him out. He's really
Jules.
Lefty's been stepping up as of late. I mean, the thing that I've noticed the big difference between Coach Cronin and the Alfred era is these guys are going to be in every game because on the defensive end, they play with that grit, they play with that togetherness. Your thoughts?
He's making them buy into playing defense first, because if you look at this team, none of them is capable of carrying you offensively. So defensively, you have to buy in to get some stops. You have to offensively slow the pace down a little bit so it doesn't get too up-tempo to where they go on 10-0 runs and it's a rout.
Right.
So they're controlling the tempo on offense. Defensively, they're doing the best they can at locking down. I just think they just lack in size right now. If they had, say, Jalen Hill playing, you at least have a rim protector threat because he blocked shots and he rebounded. Right now, you don't have that. So every mistake defensively on the perimeter, it's that much more magnified now because there's nobody to erase the mistake.
Yep. Good point. And so, going into the tournament, the Bruins have to play hard. They have to play their hearts out. But I think what is the main thing offensively that needs to get going from a strategy or a player for the Bruins to make some noise in the Pac-12 tournament?
I think Tiger's got to find a way to be aggressive and get to his elbows and knock those shots down. But the assist has got to pick back up to where it was before. The last game, he had like 7 or 8 assists. But if he can get between 10 and 15 points and 7 and 8 assists and put the pressure on defenses to come in and help, now Jaime gets an open one. Juzang gets an open one. Kyman and Singleton get open. I think they're struggling to get open ones right now because Tiger is the primary creator. And he set the table for everybody. When you lose Chris Smith, you lose another guy who can make plays. And Juzang can make plays, and he's really crafty offensively. He can make plays, but it's for him to get a shot. He's not really making too many plays to dime somebody off. Because he's a scorer, So Tiger's the only playmaker really that they have right now.
Right. And Johnny Juzang has really came in and really impressed me with his ability to score. He reminds me of myself. I'm not trying to be like that, but he reminds me of myself in the way he plays within himself, plays in compartments, doesn't try to do too much, and he's always going to try to get that thing up. You know how that is, Tracy. We're not at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And Juzang, and he knows where his bread is buttered. It's like he has a catch-and-shoot 3, or he has a 1-2 dribble pull-up at the elbow. So, and he's money on those pull-ups. When he goes too far and try to finish, and that's when he's doing too much because he's not – I haven't seen him dunk the ball yet.
Sure.
So, I still question his athleticism.
Okay.
And then on the perimeter defensively, he gets blown by a lot. He moves around. Maybe he moves too much. Maybe he needs to concentrate on the waist a little bit more.
Yeah.
But he moves around too much, and then once he moves forward, boom, the guy's gone by him. So maybe he needs to settle his feet down just a little bit, quiet him a little bit, just
Sure.
to, so he'll know where to go,
Sure.
where to cut him off. And I'm not a great defender, but at least I knew how to play.
Hey, neither was I. And I think Juzane's going to figure that thing out. It comes with experience and reps. You know how that is, man.
Yep.
But speaking of feet and fire feet, I was talking to Coach Lavin yesterday. I was talking to Coach Steve Lavin yesterday, and we were, talking about how he's still able to get into his defensive stance, and we were sharing a lot of just fond memories of UCLA. Tracy, as you're a UCLA legend. You're arguably one of the greatest front court players ever to grace the hallowed grounds of Pauley Pavilion. You're the 9th all-time leading scorer by the time you were done. Talk about your experience at UCLA, your teammates, coaches, and just, if you have any regrets about that time there.
Well, I mean, I'm still number 9. I was 5 when I left.
Sorry. Excuse me, brother. Excuse me, brother.
Hey, no. I think there's a few times I just sit back and think, what if? What if I stayed?
Yeah, one more year.
Because I sat on the bench for the first 2 years. What if I stayed? Would there have been double teams? Would I have gotten hurt? Would my numbers not look as good?
Mm-hmm.
Or will it have improved everything? Would we have not won a national championship? There's a lot of what ifs.
Sure.
So, you can't, when you make a decision that permanent, like I'm out of there was no test in the market back then. It was either I'm out or I'm in. So I made the decision. I wish I could have had a senior day and
Sure.
walk out there with my parents.
Just
you know what I mean? They deserve that.
Right. And just to reset it for our audience, Tracy left after his junior year at UCLA when it wasn't very popular to do so, drafted 18 by the Spurs, correct? And then traded draft day. Is that how it went down?
Oh man, I was traded so much I thought I wasn't gonna play anymore, bro. I thought my career was done before it started.
How many times did you get traded? How many times did you get traded in the first trade?
Twice.
Oh,
Twice, wow. Man.
And who was it
I
to?
went from San Antonio to Milwaukee.
Oh, okay.
From Milwaukee to Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Portland one made sense because they had a scout at the game all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Being on the West Coast.
Sure.
They had the scout all the time. So the Portland thing made sense. The Milwaukee one did not make sense to me. I was like, okay, they just drafted Todd Day. They got all these other wing players.
Sure.
Why me?
Mm-hmm.
Now I know that San Antonio wanted a veteran me, which was Dale Ellis.
Yeah.
And he was ready to go right now.
Yeah.
He was ready to start right now. I might not have been.
Sure.
So, I do understand that move too. When you're older, you understand.
Yeah.
When you're young, you're a little hurt about it.
Yeah, and I want to get into that. Talk about Tracy. Talk about the mindset of a young NBA player, first year. He's been traded a couple of times. It's maybe not to the teams. You're getting thrown around. Does that take away some of your motivation? Is it a little deflating, or?
Well, to me, it put a chip on my shoulder. Draft day put the number one chip on my shoulder. Okay, everybody that said they were going to take me in the draft and they passed on me, you're on my hit list. You're on my hit list. Then when the trades happen, okay, San Antonio, thank you for drafting me. You're on the hit list. Milwaukee, you're on the hit list. So it just the hit list became so much bigger, and then I had that chip on my shoulder for probably 8 years of my career,
wow.
And once those injuries start piling up, you just hoping to play the next day.
No more chip. Huh?
Hey, let me just get to the floor. Just get to the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But so let's move to Houston, 1995. That was the year actually we won the championship, and I recall. I never forget. You came on the bus. I think you guys were. Where were we? Oakland or LA? I forgot what.
I don't remember, but I remember.
I never forget. Yep. I never forget. Tracy was playing with the Rockets. We were like in the heat of our tournament stuff, and he just comes on the bus. He roots us on. We were all hyped and excited because everybody loves Tracy Murray, and we ended up winning the championship, and you ended up winning the championship with the Rockets that year. Talk a little bit about that season, and let's kind of and I'll touch on some specific points.
Well, I was on the injury list that year. I know I turned my ankle the last game. That wasn't it. They wanted to, you know how the politic game go.
Of course.
When there's a foreign player and he put in his contract, he has to be in uniform all the time. That means the casualties are the domestic players.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a casualty to that. But instead of being pissed off and being negative, I channeled my energy into being the best player in the scout report. Whoever they wanted me to be, If I was Dennis Scott, I tried to be better than him. If it was Dan Marley, I tried to be better than him. I would go at guys and try to make the practices harder than the games. So that's what I tried to do. Now, was I hurt about it and upset? Absolutely. I was pissed. And, when I left Houston, what did they become? On the hit list. even though I was thankful for the opportunity and the championship, because what I saw that year.
Yeah. And that's what I wanted to get into. Hakeem Olajuwon, the dream. Let's talk about you guys' playoff run. Now, it was a practical murderer's row in that Western Conference playoffs. I think you guys played Utah, Phoenix, and San Antonio, correct? And
we came in at the 6th seed, the lowest seed to ever win it.
And so just to let people know, so that meant that you had to go against Stockton and Malone, Barkley and KJ, and others, obviously, but then the Admiral and Dennis Rodman. Talk about Dream, that run through the playoffs, and anything particularly performances that really stood out to you.
Well, first and foremost, I mean, we got down to Utah. That was the time when Vernon left the team, Maxwell.
Oh, really? Mad Max?
Yeah,
okay.
Mad Max left the team. He was upset, things wasn't going right in his eyes, and he left.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to band together as a group, to kind of rally and motivate and to see all the guys step up. Not only Dream, because Dream took that series over. Clyde stepped in, took his part, took it to another level. Chucky Brown played really well. Pete Chilcutt came in and hit some shots. Sam Cassell was on fire, and you know what Robert Horry did.
Big shot, baby. Big shot.
Big shot, but he played back in those days. He had to guard Karl Malone.
Oh, that's right.
Him and Chucky had to change on Karl Malone. And I think both of those guys did the best solid job that they can do on him because they're length and to be able to move a little bit. And then to have a shot blocker back there with Dream, that also helped. Charles Jones was big.
Yeah.
They brought
old school Charles
for the playoffs.
Of the Jones brothers, like six, seven brothers. Yeah, Edgar and all those guys. Oh, wow.
Yeah, they brought Caldwell's younger. Yeah, they brought Charles Jones in, and that's another reason why I was sitting my ass on the bench. But you know what? That sacrifice it led to a championship.
But I would love just to give our viewers some insight on like the strategy when you guys are talking about strategizing against the mailman. Like, what's Coach Tomjanovich? What was the strategy? What was your game plan? Like, what was the move? Are you guys like double him on the catch? Or you wait until he faces up? Like, what was your guys' strategy versus the mailman?
I vaguely remember because it was so long ago, but when you have Dream on the backside, you don't have to help too much off the perimeter guy.
Yeah.
So Dream is, back there lurking.
He makes up for a lot of that. Yeah.
So you pretty much play him straight until he come in the Dream's area. Mm-hmm. Now you got to make a decision on if he's going to shoot a bad shot or is he going to pass it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But moving forward from that series, because that series was tough. It went 5.
Yeah,
and that's back when it was 5-game series, and we got through that one. But that Phoenix series,
we
were in trouble.
7-gamer, right?
We were in trouble, bro. KJ was killing us. Yeah. He was killing KJ. No, hey, KJ was killing us, bro. But it's like. I'll never forget. It's a funny story. So KJ is on fire. We're in the locker room before a home game during that series. KJ sends that picture of when he dunked on Dream.
No, he didn't.
To the locker room
it.
And wanted it to get signed.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Who came in the locker room? Like
the ball boys brought it.
Did he sign it? Did he sign it?
I'm not signing this shit.
Oh no!
I'm not signing this.
Oh man!
So you don't need to motivate an already motivated Dream, bro.
Right.
So he went to work, and then Mario Ellie with the kiss of death.
Oh yeah.
In the corner, that 3-point in the corner, kissed him goodbye.
Yes, sir.
And so we eliminate. Phoenix.
And then you got San.
It was a tough series.
Then the Admiral. Then the Admiral's next, right? The Admiral. Is that the year that he won the MVP?
Yes.
Talk about that performance, man. That day,
So,
Tracy. I want to hear it, baby.
oh, you're gonna hear it. So, so I'm at the end of the bench. They already introduced the starting lineups with us. Of course, you get booed or whatever because it's kind of like a rivalry because San Antonio is nowhere from Houston. So they introduce. David Stern comes out there, the MVP trophy. They introduce David Robinson. They give it to him, and he's all. So in the process, Kenny Smith is down at the end of the bench, hyping this thing up. That's your trophy, Dream. You know you was the MVP this year too, but they gave it to him. That's your trophy. Kenny, worry about this. Soon as the tip-off happened, it was a massacre from start to finish.
Man.
I mean, he gave him everything in the kitchen sink. I didn't think he had that much stuff in his
Yeah,
bag.
I hadn't seen Dream like that. Like, Tracy, he was breaking out all that, all the fakes and the triple pumps and all this.
Hey, man, the Dream became the Nigerian Nightmare, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
He absolutely destroyed David Robinson, and that's your MVP. One of the top 50 players to play of all time. He just destroyed him.
What was Rodman helping on Dream in this series as far as defensively, or how much was David Robinson actually guarding Hakeem that game? I mean, was it on possession?
Bro, Hakeem was so fast, the double team meant nothing. He just shifted another gear. He's gone.
Absolutely.
It's like the ball comes in, the double team's coming on the catch, he's fading baseline.
Ooh, reading and reacting.
Real quick. If the double team's coming from the top, you want a shot,
you
better spin baseline quick.
Mm-hmm.
So then he hit him with the shot. Then he'll split the double team for the jump hook.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'll give him split up and under layup. Then he'll spin baseline, show him this, come back.
I remember the show. Show him this. Okay. Nope. That's real, man.
It was crazy.
No, that dude was like that year, man. Those 2 years. I mean, it was like one of the most dominating, 2 years I'd ever seen from a guy like that. And I always loved the King, but just that year he really came into his own. And so you beat San Antonio, and now you got Shaq and Penny in the finals. What was your mindset going into that?
I've never seen a team so relaxed and poised. Even when we were in trouble throughout the run. Guys, don't panic. Don't worry about it. They're going to panic. They're going to make a mistake. We're going to capitalize. That was their thing. Stay relaxed. They're going to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to capitalize. The most poised team I've ever been on in my life.
Mm.
So we get down, was it 20? It might have been 20.
Game one.
They're high-fiving, talking shit. So it's like, and then all of a sudden, here we come.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Smith goes crazy. All those threes he was hitting.
Yeah, like 7 threes or something.
Yeah. So he goes nuts. We get the game close and foul Nick Anderson. He missed 4 free throws in a row.
Dang,
bro.
that's that game.
Game
Man,
one.
Legit. Yeah, he should have iced it, right? Okay. And what did those free throws do for you guys' momentum the rest of the series?
It killed them.
Yeah.
The air was out of the balloon. It absolutely killed them because Nick Anderson wasn't the same guy, not only for that game, not only for that series, but for the rest of his career. I mean, he did not want to get fouled anymore because if you remember, Nick Anderson was a big, strong, athletic guard, and he like posting up, drawing contact, and going to the line. He was at 80-something percenter before that point.
Mm.
And he got to where he shot a lot of threes after that and didn't want to go to the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but for the rest of that, I mean, we ended up sweeping Orlando, but after that, they just weren't the same. It just seemed like the air was let out the balloon. Now, Shaq did his thing, Penny did his thing, but it just didn't seem like they were the same after that.
What are you, as far as Penny Hardaway? I'm of the belief that he could have been one of the greatest to ever play if it wasn't the injuries. What are your thoughts on Penny's game?
Penny Hardaway, he is one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not gonna have you with a signature shoe and a little Penny doll, and you not be one of the best. I'm telling you, if he was 6'7", they said 6'7". I thought he was 6'8". He was extremely long, had crazy bounce,
Mm.
could shoot the ball.
Mm.
And, oh, by the way, I'm really a point guard. I really have point guard instincts. So, I mean, he was a problem, man. He was a problem to deal with in pick and roll. He was a problem to deal with on the block because a lot of things were inside out back then.
Mm-hmm.
He was taller than most guards, so he'd just go post up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know, and the guards couldn't take it from him. He had the ball on the string. So, yeah, Penny was nice, bro.
Yeah, major problem. Nice. Yeah, major problem. I think the thing about that year, Tracy, 95, we went through a similar path. I was hurt all season. I started off early playing, got hurt. I had a stretch fracture, so I fell out the rotation. I think that mentally it was really difficult to stay engaged. I was contemplating transferring. I was contemplating, you know, what my life's course was going to be all over basketball. I guess my question to you is, when you are used to, you know, playing and, you know, being a certain way, and then that gets kind of taken away from you, you know, in a situation by injury or whatever the circumstance, what do you lean on to keep you grounded and to keep you strong?
It's funny you ask that because now all of this happened. I go from starting my whole life, even all the way through UCLA, to coming into the league, not playing at all. Played a little bit my second year, led the league in threes. Championship in my third year, didn't really play. So no one is knocking on my door at free agency.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not proven. You know, you only get like 3 years to prove yourself, and you're out of there.
Out of there.
And so I'm working my ass off all summer. Summer leagues, Sand Dune Hill, in and out of the gym at UCLA up in the men's gym. Everybody finally goes to camp. I'm at home. No one calling. My agent at the time, Fred Slaughter, was trying to get more money. And I'm like, look, money ain't the issue, bro. I just need to be on a team. Because back then, if you went overseas, it was a wrap. You wasn't coming back.
Yeah, they hate.
So I'm sitting at home. Training camp starts. I'm working my ass off two days, just trying to make sure I'm right for when I do get the call. Still nothing happened. And then we're lucky. 2 expansion teams come in. Rewind for a second to Houston.
Okay.
The expansion drafts happen. Houston protects me to keep me and re-sign me. Expansion draft ends. They tell me they don't want to re-sign me, which I thought was dirty. Because I could have been drafted by one of those teams in the expansion draft and know where I was going. Renegotiate a contract, and then boom, smooth transition. But they didn't do that. So now I'm sitting at home, free agency, no one knocking on the door. 2 teams are new to the league now, already filled pretty much because of the expansion draft. It was almost like, oh yeah, Fred's trying to get money. And I'm like, look, who are you talking to? Because I want to talk to him.
Yeah.
And, you know, Isaiah Thomas was like a big brother. Come on, Midnight Summer Magic games. We're playing against him at a young age, you know, up in the men's gym.
Magic, no question.
You know, yeah, absolutely. So Isaiah was the general manager up there. So I was like, look, give me Zeke's number. Let me call him.
You asked your agent? You asked Fred that?
Yeah. Give me Zeke's number. Let me call him because I know him. So I called him, and he gave me the real deal. He was like, look, T, we don't have any money because of what Miami, Charlotte, and Orlando were able to do as far as improving their teams quick. They put an injunction on the Canadian teams to where you could not have all this extra money and fill your slots in with certain players with higher salaries. So you're working on a half a salary cap.
Interesting.
So I said, okay, money wasn't an issue anyway. What else you got? We got time and opportunity. You can come up here and do your thing. You can reestablish yourself in the league. Cool. Send me a ticket. Send me a ticket. I'm coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I told Fred, I'm gone. I'm getting the hell out of here. I need to get up there, and I need to stay in this league.
Yeah.
So as soon as I touched down, I started kicking ass. You know, it just.
Who were some of your teammates? Who were some of your teammates up there that first year in Toronto?
Carlos Rogers, Oliver Miller, Damon Stoudemire was our rookie of the year, of course.
Damon
he was a draft pick.
Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse.
Ooh, the ankle breaker.
Please.
The ankle
Please.
breaker. Man, I've seen a lot of ankles get broken that year.
I know.
But yeah, but Alvin Robertson was the vet. Willie Anderson was a veteran.
Wow.
Ed Pinckney. I learned a lot from these guys, man. John Sally was a vet. But Oliver Miller, man, so talented, bro. So talented.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we were young, like when they finally like made the trade to get younger and then send the vets on, and we got Sharon Wright and Doug Christie,
Mm-hmm.
bro. I mean, if we had stayed together for a while,
Sure.
we would have been a problem because we had Marcus Camby as a draft pick the next year.
Yeah.
You know, he would have came. Yeah, and
Isaiah
then Tracy McGrady came. Yeah,
Isaiah did a good job. He doesn't get the
He
credit.
don't get the credit.
I don't like. Everybody. You know how they act. It's because of blowback from the New York situation. So his image is sort of like all tied to that. Isaiah did an excellent job with that. I actually played in the CBA the year Isaiah was commissioner, and I had a very positive experience in the CBA. I played for the Quad City Thunder. I got a lot of looks talking to a lot of NBA teams, but just the travel, Isaiah made us wear suit and ties. He brought a level of professionalism to the league that I didn't know how it looked before, but I was like, yo, this isn't that bad. But in Toronto, the way he built that crew through draft picks and these veterans, the combination of veterans and young guys, man, I definitely agree with your statement.
Oh, bro, he did the same thing with us because we're a young team, bro. So it was like, he's like, hey, you play how you look. If you look good, you play good. So we were in suits, ties. Yeah. Even as cold as it was up in there, slipping on ice.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he did an excellent job, man. And he was a man of his word.
Yeah.
He said, look, you're going to come up here. You're going to get your opportunity. Come up here and hoop. I had my best year as a pro.
And so fast forward to the Wizards. You played 2 seasons with the Wizards, correct? 4. Oh, excuse me. So
yeah.
So you played 4 seasons?
I played 1 year as a Bullet.
Mm-hmm. And then 3.
And then they changed the name and then played 3 more years. So 4 years in Washington.
Okay. So what we remember about that season, I think it was the 97 season, you dropped 50 points on the Warriors. Talk about that explosion, what got into you. I know you got the opportunity. C. Webb was hurt. I think Jawan was hurt. They were trying to figure out some things. You guys were on the first game of a 4-game West Coast swing, trying to get a win. I just set the stage. Just talk to me about it.
Well, the thing about it was kind of turbulent up until that point because it was right after the Rod Strickland incident where, we had got into it over some dumb shit, but brothers fight, brothers argue, brothers get into some dumb shit.
Sure.
But how you going to recover from that? So what happened was we were shorthanded. We still had a chance of going to the playoffs. We're fresh off of All-Star weekend. That was the year I shot in the 3-point contest. So I'm feeling like an all-star coming back off an all-star break, even though I wasn't.
Yes. Yes, you there. So you was in the building, dog.
Yeah, I'm in the building. I participated.
Please.
So I got different little bounce in my
Please.
Stick, right?
Okay.
So we're playing Golden State, who's young, talented, short-handed. Their injuries, they had injuries too. Bimbo Coles, Brian Shaw, they were hurt too. So our injuries, we didn't have Mirasan, we didn't have Jawan, we didn't have Chris. There were a few more hurt too. Lorenzo Williams, a few more hurt too.
Sure.
So we were down to 7 players. And you're not supposed to play with 7 players. Right. We signed Lawrence Moulton that day.
Okay.
Syracuse. He had a number 51. He had a number 51 jersey with no name on the back. So he just showed up to the arena like, what's up?
Yeah.
So what happened was we just looked at it as an opportunity. We're still trying to push forward to the playoffs. We still had Ben Wallace. We still had Terry Davis, Harvey Grant, of course, Rod. We had Calvert was healthy. We still had some guys that can go out there. Darvin Ham. We still had some guys that can go out there and compete.
Yeah. So
both shorthand, an opportunity to get the road trip started on a good note, the chance to steal one on the road. So as soon as that tip-off went, we went.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, man, I mean, from the incident to the All-Star weekend, now to the best night of possibly both of our careers in one night.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Rod had like 20 points, 20 assists. Like, hey, so Rod assisted
12 rebounds
12
to go with it.
So Rod assisted on 13 of your buckets that night. So you know he wasn't tripping. It wasn't no saltiness about no bullshit. Y'all trying to get a win. That's the part I love, man. I love that part of it.
But that's the business, bro. I mean, how many times you hear about different incidents and people doing things? These are your brothers at the end of the day. You're in the locker room with them. You got to have a short memory. You got to get back to the business at hand. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you looked up, bro. We were hooping, and we connected on so many different things. But it was easy for me and Rod. We're teammates for 6.5 years.
Hey, Portland, you guys were teammates in Portland. A lot of people didn't realize that. As I was doing the research today, I was like, wait a second, hold on. Okay.
Yep. Okay. 6.5 years I spent with that brother. Okay. So that's why, I love it's easy. It was easier for us to get past ours. You know what I'm saying? Because it was dumb shit anyway that shouldn't have been done in the first place.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So then you look up. I got 29 at half.
T. Murray back on his shit. T. Murray back on his shit, dog.
Hey, all I heard. But see, okay, let's talk about that building for a second. That's the same building I played in the state championship with that had 64 in. Ooh. So I'm already walking around there like I'm about to go to work up in here.
Bro, that's a shooter's arena. That's a tidbit, bro. Wow.
It's a shooter's arena.
Yes,
so
sir.
Every time I walk up in that building after, like for those 12 years I played in the NBA, every time I walked up in that building, the ushers are like, all right, no 64-point games up here today, okay?
They never
so I'm reminded about it by the people in the back. So I'm laughing about it, and I have a different type of bounce in my step.
Sure.
Yeah, so a quick 29 in the first half, and if you look it was like pick and rolls, strict hitting, bam. Strict throw it to me in the post, turn around, bam. Mm-hmm. It was like we had the old steal the Strict did and threw it over his head.
Yes, sir. I
put it behind my back.
Yeah, that was nice. The two-hand wrong leg. Yes, sir.
So we were cooking. Mm-hmm. So I remember this clearly. We're walking into the locker room at halftime. C-Web, Godsham guy, because he was hurt too. Mm-hmm. Jawan, and we're all walking. They're in the back. They're like, damn, this dude got 29 already. And I didn't look up there. I heard it from them. So I'm like, oh, shit.
Cooking.
When you get 29, you start thinking 50.
Yeah, exactly. The first thing.
At half, you start thinking 50. Shorthanded?
A score. Hey, a regular dude, no. A score, you thinking 50. Not satisfied.
You thinking 50. Because I already had a 40-point game in Toronto the year before. So, 2 years before. So, I'm already feeling all right. Like, okay, let's see what happens. As long as we win, let's see what happens. I had 40 and lost up there. That wasn't cool.
Nah.
So,
nice.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Hey.
So, end up getting that 50, and that was cool.
Man, what an incredible performance. You definitely go down in history. You're always talked about for that performance. Another teammate of yours on that Wizards team, Juwan Howard, is the head coach of Michigan basketball now. He recently
Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year by the Sporting News. Does this dispel the notion that former NBA guys can't, go down to college and be successful on the collegiate level coaching?
Now, see, this is what bothers me about the whole deal. We all can help college basketball. We all have a wealth of knowledge. I've tried to come down. They said, we don't want NBA players because NBA players are lazy. How? How are we lazy? Our whole career, we had to work our ass off to get there, number one. But then to last there, billions of players trying to come in the league, and we got to be the top 450 players. And then I did for 12 years. So you saying I'm lazy? So I've never had to be lazy. I never was lazy.
I thought about this morning because I had the same viewpoint about, and I was going to actually say the exact same thing. Then I thought about devil's advocate. Maybe it's the fact that the NBA guy was used to a certain type of work. Now you go to college and you got to do a different type of work that these guys, these so-called grinders that are always talking about, these coaches wearing the polos and, he's in every gym and he's doing this and he never sleeps and he's on the phone, working the phones. And so like, it's that part of it I think that they're referring to. What do you think about that, Tracy?
I think like this. If you love basketball, and this has been your life, you can sit in the gym and evaluate talent all day, and it'll be no problems at all. Working the phones, you want to work the phone with the right people. Mm-hmm. You don't want to work the phone when you think some people are like, if this dude you think is cool,
right?
And he ain't really that good, and you want me to work the phone with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that's part of the job, but it's like, wait a minute, we can get better than this. This guy over here better. Want me to call this dude? You know what I'm saying? It's like some of the talent evaluations are off with these current college coaches.
True.
It's like, what are you looking at? I'm coaching against them. Come on, we coached against them in AAU.
Mm-hmm.
When you were coaching with the Pumps, you and Jelani and me and Cam with Prodigy. It's like,
it's
like we are seeing some of these dudes that they say are 4- and 5-star athletes, and we are whooping their ass.
Well,
so how is that?
Well, a lot of it too, Tracy, is, some colleges have the relationship with the scouting service. The scouting service, they're pushing certain guys. So it's not necessarily just about evaluating talent. I was always struck by, just how, my opinion on that circuit and just what I thought about guys. They kind of treat it like, it's whatever. It's really unique.
Right.
Even the college coaches kind of played me at times. I just kind of be like, oh, okay. But I take it on the chin. I take it on the chin. We rise above. We're not tripping. We understand what it is, and we're going to let our light shine through on that. But Tracy, I love the fact that you were willing to touch on a lot of different subjects. But man, I want to get in more into the Murray family legacy, the basketball legacy. You brought up Prodigy. Quick story about Prodigy. So I'm coaching my son William back in 2015, 2016. Prodigy is Tracy and Cameron's a basketball program based out in IE. So we're in a tournament in Vegas. I'm coaching for Double Pump, the Pump Brothers team. They're going to be on the show tomorrow. And we got to see Prodigy. So we played you guys probably 7 times in maybe 2 months. I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I literally, bro, I literally had all the dogs. I had all the hogs. Y'all had a nice, cool team, good players, but you guys are obviously just coaching them up, training them up. I literally went 1-6 versus y'all, bro. I'm pissed off still. I went 1-6. No, I was bad, bro, because you was over there smiling. No, you was over there laughing. I see you over there. You be like, hey, KJ, y'all be up 20, just laughing and shit.
No, but but see, you coach like you play.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And people, like back in the day, our mentality, we play like it's a fight.
Mm-hmm.
We don't give a damn who's on the other side right now. You guys are our brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But we ain't trying to hear from y'all after you whoop our ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, it's the same mentality that we had when we crossed those lines. It's like, I'm not losing. And you guys have that. You guys understand 100%. You and Jelani understand 100% where me and Cam were coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You guys coach the same way. And think about this for 1 second. You may have all the hogs, but the hogs don't play hard all the time.
Mm-mm. No, sir.
That's their. If you look in today's basketball, and I love the talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're more, they have more in their bag than we did.
Definitely skill set.
Skill set is definitely better. Athleticism is probably better. The things that they can do off the bounce is better. But from a mentality standpoint, they hug it out too much. I don't think they're competitive enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think having all of this stuff in the bag, maybe sometimes it's too much because they overthink moves sometimes. And then, the hogs, they think there's a light switch. They can just turn it on whenever they want to. And you can't do that. You got to walk in the gym with it on. And when you cross those lines, you better be going.
You better be.
You don't have time. You don't have time to waste. And I think everybody thinks, these kids nowadays, they're so cool with each other. They think they have the whole life to get it right, and they really don't.
Yeah, when you get to our age, Tracy, you realize 20 years goes by just like that. I mean, 20 years ago, I was 25, I guess, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, I meet you, in men's gym. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it seems like yesterday. And they don't have a lot of time. My son just graduated. He's right here. He's graduating in spring from the University of Oregon. And
tell him congrats on that ring he just got.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. It's actually his 3rd ring at Oregon. He's got he's got 1 Pac-12 tournament and 2 regular season titles. My deal is the Johnson legacy will continue somewhere. It just didn't happen to be at UCLA, and that's all good. We're still putting 3 up, so that's a total, I think, 10 that me, my dad, and my son have. So, hey, we still go get it up. You didn't have to rock with us at all, buddy. We good. You know what I mean? We good. But Tracy,
Hey, but see, that's what people don't understand. When you start talking about legacies in California basketball history, bro, it's like people don't understand players, families, like you guys, the Millers, Cheryl and Reggie, the Baileys, the
O'Bannons,
O'Bannons,
Murrays,
us. I
Jacobsons,
mean, the Jacobsons. It's like there's families, bro, that did this. Even the Benjamins. You
Benjamins.
know, yeah. I mean, it's like
Please.
you got families that have done the. No, wait. Let me stop right now. The ball.
Excuse me. Of course.
You got to give them their credit, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Sharon Wright, I love you too, bro. I see you down there.
Yeah, Cedric Ceballos is in here.
Sid Ceballos, what's happening?
He said we beat y'all last
Bailey's
time.
on. What's up?
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Appreciate y'all coming through, man.
Yeah, but to get back to that, it's like people don't recognize that there's history, you know, with these families that's done big things in California. You know what I'm saying? It's just brushed under the rug. It's you know, and it's crazy, bro. With your family, I followed your dad. I was looking up to your dad. You know what I'm saying? And what he was doing at UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
Who in my era did not want to be Marcus Johnson?
If
you were a UCLA friend,
I appreciate
UCLA
you.
fan.
I appreciate
you know what I'm
you.
saying?
And
then for him to broadcast the games then too, I was like, oh man, that was cool.
And to your family's credit, your dad was always around when I was coming up, and he was always a mentor to me, man. It's the energy from your father. It's just some of the most amazing energy of all time. You know how your dad, Mr. Murray, is. You walk in the gym, Mr. Murray be on the court shooting that little jump. You know that you know how he bring it up and hit like 20 straight, and just be kind of just humble about it, not tripping. You just looking like, what the?
And then you know where we got it from, you know, because I grew up as a kid. Me and Cam tagged along sometime. Back then, when he was young, he wasn't really like hooping like that. He did a lot of things. He was really a great baseball player. People don't know that. He should have chose baseball. That's how good he was. But I was going to your home court as a kid, the Crenshaw League.
Oh yeah,
the Joe Weekly League.
Run, duck, and shoot. I went too.
I was a kid sitting in the stands watching my dad play against your dad and Reggie Theus and all of those guys. So Michael Wiley,
Ralph Jackson and them,
Ralph Jackson, Norm Nixon. Yeah. So I'm sitting up in there, you know, watching my uncles and my dad and my dad's best friends all coming from Pasadena playing in that league. So I grew up around pros.
Absolutely. This
is what I wanted to do. So I got to see your dad not just on TV, but up close.
Yes.
So, you know, my pops was right up underneath the league. He was in Detroit Pistons camp and blew out his knee.
Okay.
The Dave Bing year.
Okay.
So he was right there. They won an AAU tournament in Louisiana, and all those guys from that team got a tryout with a pro team. So, so he had, you know, it's crazy back then how you had to go to get exposure and stuff like that. But he was like right underneath, so he kind of knew what to do to put us in position.
Yeah, that's great, man. The Run, Dunk, and Shoot League, the Joe Weekly League at Crenshaw, man. I think it was the precursor to the Drew League and all the Real Run and all the leagues that were pro-ams in LA. You'd have all the best players, playground legends. I mean, the level in there was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I specifically remember falling through, and I walk in, and it's like Darryl Strawberry and Eric Davis are chilling next to like a 500 SEL and some leather. One had on a red leather. Come on, bro. Hey, at Crenshaw, bro. I'm just looking like Darryl Strawberry, Eric Davis. People don't understand. Darryl Strawberry, the Mets, Eric Davis, Cincinnati Reds. When they were in their prime, bro, it wasn't two sicker dudes going. We was looking up to all them type of cats. All them type of cats, man.
But here was the killer. Big John Williams was in there as a high school player, killing.
Talk about Big John for him. Tell him about Big John, Trace.
Now, other than Raymond Lewis, who is a California legend, John Williams is probably the most dominant player I've ever seen at 6'8". He had it all, bro. He had it all. I think if that knee wasn't blown out in Washington, bro, he would have killed everybody after that, bro. I mean, even with the Clippers and moving slower and the extra weight, he was still effective. His basketball mind is incredible, bro.
Yes.
His basketball IQ is off the charts. And said, I ain't forgot about you, damn it. You did your thing too. But John Williams, bro, I looked up to Big John. I mean, how is I'm looking up all these Crenshaw players?
You should have came through, man. No, but Big
Hey,
John,
you're right, said Dwayne Polee was off the chain too. You're absolutely right.
in the Polee family, the second father and son to win LA City Player of the Year. Me and my dad were the first.
In the family.
We got to throw. Not only that, they also mentioned the Cottons, Shane James. They mentioned the Holidays. We got to shout out our Southern California basketball families.
Yeah,
because
absolutely. And you know the Holidays are originally from Pasadena.
I didn't know that.
Sean Holiday went to Blair High School. Where
I heard about that. I heard about Sean. Oh, y'all went to Blair. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's wild, man. Y'all Dina-ed out. Okay, y'all Dina. Y'all some Dina cats. All right.
You didn't know
y'all
that.
Dina. Oh, y'all Dina. Okay.
No. Now you understand.
I get it now, Tracy. I get it.
Now you understand. It wasn't Glendora, bro. We're from Dina.
Hell no, it wasn't no Glendora, bro.
Hey, I went to Glendora. I played there for 3 years. Cam played there for 4, but that's not where I'm from. I mean, I lived there for 4 years. But my roots, I'm from Pasadena.
Yes, sir.
And so when people see that, they understand.
Yeah, they see what
they understand a little bit more now.
Yeah.
I mean, think of what my team would have been if I stayed. Like, I got hurt my freshman year. We moved out my 8th grade year. If I had stayed, I would have been going to Mirror. Now, Derek Brown, Leroy McCullough, Purvis Polk, Eric Cooper. Now these are guys you haven't heard of.
Well, no,
not that E.
Okay,
Another E. Cooper.
Okay.
He was 6'4". He was smooth.
Okay.
Now these are guys you haven't heard of that could play. Kurt Wagner, 6'7", went to Kansas. Stacey Augman, we all know Stace.
Plastique.
Stace was the senior. Stace was the senior in the squad. Wayne Womack was a sophomore. Daryl Scott was 6'8", went to San Jose State. He's on our coaching staff with Prodigy. Bro, I would have went to school with them.
Dang.
Now, how loaded do you think we would have been in Muir?
That's monstrous.
That would have been my freshman year team.
That's monstrous.
Yeah, I would have had problems getting on the floor.
Well, you made the right move, man. You ended up your career as the all-time leading scorer in California history, and, you made us tremendously proud, man. As I said, I always looked up to you. You were just somebody being, and it's not going to sound bad, but, you were big boned. So, like, I was big boned. I'm big boned. So to see a big boned, light skinned, flat top wearing cat, because I had the curly top, and they was on me too, Tracy. So, but I'm like Tracy Murray. I'm about to bust y'all ass and shut y'all up, and that's what I used to be on. I used to be on my Tracy Murray, just in the cons. I used to wear the cons like you. Used to wear cons at UCLA. I went and got the exact pair because I wanted to rock my Tracy Murray thing, bro, head to toe. Just so you know. But Tracy, one more question for you, man, and then I'm gonna let you go. It's the elephant in the room. It's last year Kobe Bryant passed away, and a lot of us were so affected by Kobe, a basketball icon throughout our lives. From a lot of us at UCLA, from when he came to UCLA as a 17-year-old rookie with the Lakers to play ball, and just kind of being around during those college years. Talk about your experiences around Kobe through the years, and some of your best memories of the man.
This goes back to when he first got to LA, man. So I used to, sponsor. Sometimes I sponsored the Venice Beach tournament. They would run short and think it's going to end. I'll kick them a little, keep it going. So that summer that Kobe was drafted, there's rumor around the park. Kobe's coming up to the beach. He just got in LA. He's coming up to Venice Beach and he's going to play. I said, he's going to play. So. But if you looked out on the floor, you had, Charles Outlaw, Bo Outlaw, you had James Hollywood Robinson, a couple pros out there playing, So Cole shows up. And we have the same agent at the time. Arn was his agent at the beginning. So he's, getting dressed. I'm like, what you doing, bro? Like, I'm about to hoop. I'm like, Cole, you don't have to do that. You don't have nothing to prove, bro. You're a Laker. Wait and do it out there, But it just showed, number one, how stubborn he was, because he was going to hoop regardless. Number two, he loved the game. And all he wanted to do was hoop. If you do it for free, you do what you do when you get money, you know. So he went out there. First play, he got the rock. Come up the left side, put it through his legs, rock. You know, the Philly cross.
The hard one.
We ain't seen it yet. Yeah, we ain't seen it yet. Right? It's like, yeah. Goes, lean, boom. The whole beach goes, right? So, next play, throw it to him again. Same dude on him. He didn't go as far this time. He recovered a little bit. Dude swept his legs. He got low bridge. He broke his wrist. That's the infamous wrist break.
That's the play. Okay.
Before training camp.
Okay.
That's the play. That was the play. Grabbed his wrist and ran up out of there, bro. Went to the hospital.
That's terrible, man.
And you know, you saw a lot. You saw that he was going to be great then.
Yeah.
You know, and then fast forward to see his progress through the league. And then when I played them in 2002, him, Shaq, Rick, you know, we were going for 4 at the time. But there were so many things that happened in it. Chick Hearn dies. Shaq has a toe surgery. Rick gets suspended at the beginning with the fight with Doug Christie. Devin George was hurt a lot that year. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Devin George was hurt a lot that year. Kobe had the 10-40 point game. So you saw a lot of greatness. And then the fast forward to his last year where Byron brought me on the squad. I'm very thankful for him and Mitch Kupchak to bring me on for that last year to rock with Kobe one more time that last year. And to see him go off with that 60-point game against Utah.
How was that? Talk about that, because I know when I was watching, I literally, like, it became a really teary situation. I'm going to be honest. Somebody opened the door. Somebody's cutting onions. I don't know what happened, but my eyes start watering a lot. Like, literally about 50 points. I just start breaking down. And then the 60, I'm just, like, screaming. I'm just like, oh, no. You know, just like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Would it been the last game? It was like, you saw him start off slow, and it's like, oh, shit, we don't want him to go out like that. You know what I mean? Couple air balls, you know, it's like, oh. And then all of a sudden, you see a couple shots going up. You got that bounce and that stare. We start coming back. Boom, boom, boom. You start seeing the Mamba coming. You start seeing beating his chest. I'm like, oh, shit. That 50 came, right? Oh, shit. Then it's like, oh, he got 50. What's going to happen now? Wop, wop, wop. 60, bro. And when he was going through that comeback and putting a string of buckets up, you know how we're taking notes on the side in our notebooks and stuff, right? Man, I put that book down, became a fan for that last
Absolutely.
And just cheered him on. Man, he went absolutely crazy, bro. I got goosebumps right now thinking about it, bro. It was a crazy night. We all stayed there late. You know, he had to do so much stuff afterwards, so was able to see him afterwards. And then fast forward after that night, we're able to see both of his jerseys retired. We were there for that. That was awesome, and I thought it was fitting to retire both because he did a hell of a lot under both numbers. And then the last time I saw him, my girls were having track practice at Chino High School. One of my boys called me, and business partners, Rob Mills, and he goes, T, Kobe is over here. He was over at Ontario Christian High School. His daughter Nadia was playing volleyball in the CIF playoffs. So after we're done with track practice, I told him to go home. I'm going to go over here and kick it with Kobe. So I let the game in first. You know, I don't want to, you're intense. You want to watch your kid play. So I saluted him when I walked in. I sat down there for a little while. And then when it was over, I went up top and sat with him. We caught up and laughed. And, you know, we were wondering why the coach was waiting so long to come out. That was the last game. They lost. There's nothing to talk about. You know,
y'all up there wondering where the coach at? Where's the coach at? Where's the coach at, yo? Where's the coach at? Hold on.
Yeah, the whole gym then cleared out. Me and him sitting up in there with a couple of people like, man, what is there to talk about right now? So we're laughing about that, man. And then I gave him a hug, man, told him I loved him, see him next time. It's funny how, and then like maybe a couple weeks after that, I see the video on Gigi, and she was going to work, and then she, had the same mannerisms as him and everything. And I texted him, and I was like, bro, she's in your bag already, looking just like you out there. And he texts back, yup. And I never thought that would be the last time I saw him and the last time I would text him. And the day I found out we were up in Oregon, we were playing against Will. I get a text from Mark Henry from the WWE. He goes, hey, man, what's going on with Kobe? Is Kobe all right? I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, LeBron broke his record that night. He cool. He ain't tripping off that. No, helicopter accident. I was like, what? So I know that's all he travels on in LA, helicopters. He hated traffic. So let me call you back. Instantly started going down the whole Laker roster in my Rolodex. Shaq didn't know anything at the time. B. Scott didn't know anything at the time. We're all trying to find out. Gary Vee didn't answer his phone. Rick Fox's name was ringing. I called him. His phone was ringing. The first call I made was to Kobe. And it was because of so many calls probably going to his phone. And just, how a circuit may be overloaded and it's just a weird sound or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm not believing this because TMZ reported it. Then Fox News came out with it. Okay, that's with TMZ, so I'm not reporting. I'm not tripping off of that either. So I finally get my coffee, walk back across the street, go through security, down to the floor. ESPN reported on my phone. I was like, oh, that's it. So I took my coffee. I told my partner, Josh Lewin, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to the loading dock if you need me. I went and found a chair in the loading dock, man, and just cried my eyes out, bro. It was the hardest thing, that you have to deal with, bro. Somebody that, you actually rock with. And we got pretty close during that season that we coached. Because think about it. He was playing with kids that last year. Who does he identify more with? The coaching staff.
Yeah, for sure.
So he was with us most of the time, bro, when he wasn't rehabbing his body. So, it's crazy, bro.
What can we do as a basketball community to, just maintain the memory of Kobe? Like, how can we approach or teach the next generation? What can we impart upon the next generation?
I think everybody's doing a great job of keeping his memory alive. I mean, look what LA did. There's murals all over the place. I mean, I don't think LA has recovered from Kobe's death yet. I think between Kobe and Nip happening pretty close, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
That was two legends that meant a lot to the community. And it's a tough thing to see, both of those young brothers that had so much influence go out. And the best thing that we can do is replay videos, tell stories, Instagram lives like this, or any type of shows that we have to keep his memory alive, man. Because he was a great, bro, bottom line. And then if you happen to get to know the father, it warms your heart, bro. He had all girls. I'm a girl dad. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
It's like I got two.
Oh.
So, it's like you understand, you know what I mean? Like my daughter Malia, man, she's a basketball player. She's just at the beginning and she's gonna be tall and long, and just working with her and seeing her get it, I understand what he was seeing in Gigi. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I'm not discounting the other people that lost their lives in there either. Because
no means.
thoughts and prayers go out to their families too, man. They're suffering too.
Yeah.
But it's like Kobe touched so many people around the world, man, that it was, it was really tough to deal with. And if you dealt with him on an individual basis, like yourself, you dealt with him too. like we've all touched him. If you were in the basketball community, you've been in the gym with him at one point or the other. And he's touched you in some way.
Yeah, I used to work out with Kobe, Jalen Rose, and Phil Weber. You remember Phil when he was doing the work? You were the Phil.
Yep.
Phil turned out to be an assistant with the Suns and the Knicks, but before he was an assistant, he was training guys. And so working out with Kobe, you know, me, Jalen Rose, and Kobe, we had the 3-man workouts, working on pick and roll reads, working on footwork coming off screens, you know, fades, curls, step backs, etc. I think the thing that I always just was in awe of was just how laser focused he was every single rep. Every single rep. It wasn't
every single detail.
Every single detail of every single rep. It was like, you know, because in order to become better at basketball and anything, really, you got to be in between the lines on the reps. It's like your reps have to be extremely detailed, extremely tight, and you have to do it the same way, the tight way, every single time to get better.
Every single time.
Every single time. You can't be kicking your foot out this time. You can't be doing this instead of doing this, you know, on jumpers. So I'm watching this guy and how he's working. He's 17, 18, 19. And it's just, it gives you that butterfly feeling in your stomach when you're looking at him like I'm on the court with a real mother, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm on the court with a real one, a real one. And it turns you up. I got into it with him on the court. Magic had to break it up. He tip dunked on me. He was looking at me all crazy. My dad's laughing underneath the basket. So you know me, very sensitive. You know, back then. You know.
We all were. Shit. We all sensitive. We're trying to get our game right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, man.
But that's just the part of our competitiveness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody. Hell, I've been dunked on. Kevin. Remember when Kevin Daly dunked on me?
I do not. Did he dunked on you? Was it ugly? Was it ugly?
This dude took off from like 2 miles away.
On the middle court? On the middle court?
On the middle court.
Yeah, that's what happens on the middle court. Middle court at UCLA a little smaller, so I dunked on Grant Hill on that court. So I don't know
I dunked on a lot of people, and I got a dunk video out there for those who go to my Instagram. I done caught some people too, but at the end of the day, it's sad. You funny. Sid said he dunked on both of us.
I know.
Hey, but you know, it's like you got to remember there's only 2 points. Okay, don't get too flustered. We got to play on the other end.
Yeah, get back.
You know, it's
like
we got to get short memory.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep. But
you know, same thing when McDyess dunked on me. You know, it's like Jay Kidd set me up, so you knew it was bad.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, the old fast break. I'm the only one back. Throw it through the back of your legs and move out the way.
And then here comes McDyess.
And you know he take off from 2 from the free throw line,
2-footer, 6'10". Tracy,
man, I did the swipe by.
You have to. A business decision, bro. You made a business decision.
Yeah, had to. It would have been my chest if otherwise.
No, sir. I'm not doing that, man. Yo, man, it's been so real today, just catching up with you, man. You opening up, sharing everything with us. I noticed you don't do a lot of interviews, so I hope people understand that this is a unique situation that you're blessing me on this, man. And I appreciate you as my big bro. I appreciate all your mentorship through the years, brother, all your words of encouragement when I was going through dark times. And you know what I'm talking about, 25 years of stuff. So, and, I appreciate you. And I love you. I love you. I love Cam. I love your dad. I love your whole family, bro, like my family, my guy. And I'm really appreciative of you for everything, brother. I swear to God, man. You mean a lot, bro.
Hey, I love you too. You already know. You already know it goes both ways, my brother. You already know. Lou Richie said great times on there. Lou Richie, what's up?
Lou.
I mean, this goes deeper than this goes deeper than Bruin Brothers. We've been brothers for a long time.
Yes,
I've been in jail with you for a long time as a kid, bro. So
yes, sir.
I'm proud of you. I love you. Keep doing what you do. Anything that I can do to help, bro, you already know.
Thank you, my man. Good talking to you, all right?
Yep.
All right,
always, bro. Love you, bro.
Love you too.
Yep.